maybe we make this one like kind of like a tribute show, like kind of like reflecting on.
All right, yeah, because
like certain. I'm sorry, like earlier, how I was telling you about Secret War, like which comics or which series like stands out to you the most, and like just kind of while still going into news.
All right, let's do that. So, what's up, Blueroof Nation? This is the Hidden Pages. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Lawrence.
Devon's not here.
So both these not here.
So, like Law says, since these not here, we could touch on like comics that came out this week, but we'll go more with tribute stuff. Like, what got you into comics? So what got you into comics?
Quite naturally, my older brother. He had really all the comics that I claim to have were his hand-me-downs. I mean, he had everything because a big part of it was not only would he collect them and read them, but he used to draw from them.
I used to do that.
Yeah, he was so fucking good at drawing. I mean, I'm left-handed. I can draw okay, but I mean, my brother was really talented at a lot of things, and one of them was drawing. And I guess he had a phase where he kind of outgrew it a little bit, and he's running out in the streets more, and so he just left me all this stuff, or at least he was giving them to me in installments. He was like, all right, I'm gonna just give you those, like take those all, like you don't get all the good stuff yet. You know what I'm saying? So. I mean,
well, that's a mistake. I remember this guy. The apartment was before the Blueroofs. I remember the Blueroofs when I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So I must have been like 6. And this dude gave me all his collectible action figures. Most of them still in box. Because he was going to the military and he was like, well, don't open them. These are collector's items, but you can have them. And I was like, okay, I won't open them. 3 months later, they were all open. Most of them were broken. Yeah, I was a little kid. I mean, what the hell? Like, don't trust a little kid.
Like 6, 7?
I was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, damn. I mean, I tried to not open them, but then I just be like, I want to play with them.
Yeah, I think if you were a little older, you probably would have, like, at least not opened some.
Yeah, but I was little and stupid. I was like,
Damn.
So, what was it? Marvel, DC? Where did you kind of go?
Marvel. All the way, because I mean, and this is the thing, X-Men the animated series was out around that time. It was really popping in the beginning stages, like 92, 93. I know I'm revealing my age here, but I mean, I was a kid. But yeah, so it was really popping with Marvel, like around that time with me, and so it was just quite natural.
Around that time, they had the Marvel, they had the X-Men show, they had Spider-Man, they had the second Fantastic Four. Incredible Hulk, Iron Man, yeah, early 90s, they had all that stuff. And I think it was a Batman animated show.
Because I didn't see Spider-Man until like maybe 94-ish, late 93. Because I was just so on X-Men every Saturday morning, I didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, X-Men is still, Batman's a close second, but X-Men animated show is like the best.
I couldn't choose, maybe Batman at the time. Batman, because I had all the action figures for. I even had the Batmobile. I had the retractable Batmobile with the 2 pieces. Yeah, I love that.
I had see, my thing was Ninja Turtles. I had the Turtlemobile.
Yeah.
I had the Turtlemobile.
I never had the Turtlemobile.
I had that, and I had the Technodrome.
Yeah.
I had both of those shit.
Damn. I had.
Don't know what happened to either one of them, but I had both.
Man, I should have kept some of those in the plastic too.
So you don't have any of your comic books anymore?
I don't. Katrina destroyed a lot of them too, though.
A lot of my mid 400s of X-Men, no, mid 300s, mid 400, early 400s of X-Men, of Uncanny X-Men comics, were destroyed because water burst. So I mean, I still have them and they're still readable, but the bottom of them are wet. So like there's like, you can see the pages are kind of crumpled and stuff like that. Destroyed the value of them. It's like, man, it's a good like 30 or 40 issues that are kind of like, they're just, I still have them. I can still read them, but you ain't never gonna sell those shit. That's why you gotta be careful with them.
That's true.
But the comics that came out this week, there's one X-Men comic book that came out.
Okay.
It's called Extraordinary X-Men.
Sure.
It's Do you know what's going on in the X-Men universe right now?
Cyclops is still dead.
Cyclops is dead.
Wolverine's still dead.
Wolverine is dead. Well, there's Old Man Logan from an alternate dimension.
Okay.
And then there's X-23 who's calling herself Wolverine.
Okay. Isn't there... Okay, Storm...
Is running shit.
And she still doesn't have her powers.
No, she has her powers.
She has her powers?
She has her powers.
Okay. And Rogue is giving her powers?
Rogue is, she's more of an Avenger now.
Oh, yeah.
The Uncanny Avengers and shit.
Yeah, that's true. Beast is over there, too, huh?
Beast is with the Inhumans. I don't know why. Basically, there's a cloud of, the mist that gives the Inhumans the power roaming around the world. It's making mutants sterile and it's killing them. So, of course, Beast is hanging out with the Inhumans.
Fucking Beast, man.
He hates his people. That's all it is. I mean, I don't know what else it could be. Like, he always sides with people against his own race.
I think with Beast, he's more cerebral in the sense of he's more interested in what's rational, and what's involves intelligence and just no emotion, no moral, like anything moral or ethical is secondary to Beast. Anything
in Uncanny 600, Storm called him out on that. But my problem with Beast is that, well, she basically said, like, you're so obsessed with stopping Scott and proving Scott is evil, the stuff you're doing is doing more damage than he ever did. You're bringing X-Men back from the past, you're messing with the timelines, you're creating all these different problems, and all you're doing is making things worse. And then he's like, no, Scott is the bad one! Scott! My problem with Beast is this. I used to love Beast. He used to be one of my favorite X-Men. My problem with him goes like this. It goes, Cyclops created a version of X-Force led by Wolverine to hunt down and kill people who are a danger to mutant kind. Yeah. It was Cyclops' brainchild, and Wolverine carried it out. Beast found out that Cyclops did it, and he attacked Cyclops for it. He was like, "You fucking horrible human being!" And he storms out. Cyclops cancels it. He's like, "You know what? We're done. We can't do this anymore." Wolverine said, "Okay." And then as soon as Cyclops turned his back, he was like, "Guys, we ain't stopping. We're gonna keep killing people. We ain't gonna tell Cyclops. We're gonna keep doing this." Beast finds out that Wolverine is still doing it after Cyclops told him to stop. And Beast is like, Logan, you're fine. I don't care. But that's Scott. She never asked you to do it in the first place. But the fact that you're doing it, that's just fine. Like, what the hell is it? Wow. It's like, no matter what Cyclops does, it's a horrible, horrible thing, and he's a horrible human being. But everyone else can do whatever the hell they want, and it's fine. It's bullshit.
I think they've kind of made Cy more like the fall guy because he was the leader at one point in time. I think because he has this image of being above things. Well, not even that, not even above things, but just like, just doing what's right. They're like, oh, he's become like that guy that they can ostracize and like, just.
I can see that. It just feels like Marvel Comics wanted Cyclops to be Magneto so bad, and it just didn't work. But they keep pushing for it, and it just doesn't work. Because like in the new of Extraordinary X-Men, they're still talking shit about Cyclops. Now it's to the point where even Magic, Colossus' little sister, who has been a strong supporter of Cyclops through everything, is like, well, if it wasn't for you, Sunfire and Cyclops messing things up, mutants would be fine. What? Like, mutants haven't been persecuted since the 60s. They've always been persecuted since they've been around, but now they're like, oh, well, Cyclops is the reason. Like, before Cyclops went, quote-unquote, bad, you were still being persecuted against. So how the hell are you going to blame him for everything? I don't understand the concept of it. It just, I don't know, it annoys the hell out of me. But then you have like Jean Grey and Storm in the issue going into Nightcrawler's head because he went crazy. And the plague, it's killing mutants. And so in Germany, Nightcrawler went home back to Germany, and the people were killing mutants and throwing them in a giant mass grave, and he just had like a mental collapse when he saw that, because it was literally like a giant hole filled with mutant bodies. And he had like a nervous breakdown, and so Storm and Jean Grey went into his head to try to help him cope. It was fun. It was like the old X-Men comics where it's just like, it's serious, it's drama, but at the same time, can they have a little fun and breathe with it? Because like they were playing around in his head and like seeing weird things. I don't know, so it was fun. It was a good issue.
Who started the play?
Black Bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to. His species was being hurt, so he wanted to give his species a boost. So he sent the cloud out over the entire planet Earth, so anyone who wasn't Inhuman would become an Inhuman, and it would boost his species. Like give them a shot of adrenaline, and it worked. But now everyone hates him. His wife kind of left him. That's another one that came out was Uncanny Inhumans, all about his wife Medusa, who they're separated now. I don't know if they're divorced, but they're separated, and she's dating Johnny from the Fantastic Four, the Human Torch, which is weird because for years he dated her little sister. So now she's dating him, and she even told Black Bolt, like, I don't know what to tell my sister that I'm dating her ex-boyfriend. Then why date him? Like, I don't like Medusa as the leader of the Inhumans. Black Bolt is the leader of the Inhumans. He needs to stay the leader of the Inhumans. Like,
Medusa seems like she's fucking shit up, man.
I mean, she's alright, but she's not. I don't know. There's something about Black Bolt because his power is every time he talks, it shoots out like giant energy. And like, if he whispers like this entire complex would be leveled, whispering that low. So if he yells, that's the planet. The planet's dead. His voice carries that much power. So the fact that he sits there on his throne and he's just like it just has so much strength behind it. Medusa doesn't carry that with her, you know? Like she doesn't have that.
So Black Bolt is a mutant.
No, they're Inhumans. They're the Kree experimented on humans way back in the day and gave them power. So they're a subspecies of humans, way predating mutants.
So like, would that make the Juggernaut? Would that make him?
No. Juggernaut found the jewel of
the gem.
The gem, yeah, the gem of some demon with a seed. I'm drawing Cataract, something like that. He's possessed essentially.
Yeah.
Colossus had that for a while. Colossus was Juggernaut for a while.
Yeah, you told me about that.
And then him and Chin Marco fought it out for the title back. It's pretty badass.
You think that increases durability and
Colossus?
Yeah.
Oh, when Colossus was Juggernaut, he was a beast, man.
Really?
Like you don't want to fuck with Colossus Juggernaut. Nah, he was badass. Colossus. You're stupid.
Oh, shit.
So what comic books did you have whenever your brother gave them to you?
Oh man. Okay, I'm bad remembering issues verbatim and stuff like that, so I can tell you a cover or the name of an issue maybe. Like I had the one where Cable and Deadpool were on the front cover, and they both had their knives drawn on each other.
Okay.
Yeah, it felt like they were fighting in midair or some shit. I love that issue, by the way.
Was it a New Mutants or?
I think it was. Yeah, it did say New Mutants at the top. Yeah.
Okay, I have that issue.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
And
that's back before Deadpool was all goofy. Back when he was like a badass. Like.
I can't forget the Venom Carnage and Spider-Man issue where
Maximum Carnage. Or? It's probably worth some money right now. You know, Maximum Carnage.
I think it was Maximum Carnage. Venom and Spider-Man were teaming up
against Carnage.
Yeah.
And
Mary
Carnage
Jane came. Yeah.
Carnage was he was recruiting other symbiotes.
Yeah.
That's Maximum Carnage, man. That's probably worth some money right now.
Damn, man. I love that one. And what other one stands out? What's his name? The Wendigo or the
Wendigo?
The Wendigo. Now that one really stands out.
Do you know the Wendigo, like what it is?
Well, you were telling me something about he's from Canada.
He's from Canada. If you're on Canadian soil and you eat another human being, you become a Wendigo.
What the fuck?
That's
How did that come about?
I don't know.
Oh,
That's what it
shit.
is.
Damn.
The Wendigo is someone on Canadian soil who eats another human being.
Wow.
They become that.
Well, it was that issue where he was fucking Wolverine up.
Well, Incredible Hulk 181, Wolverine's first appearance, it's the Hulk versus Wolverine versus the Wendigo.
Really?
When people talk about that issue, they always leave the Wendigo out, but he was in that issue.
Wolverine's first issue?
Oh, well, his first appearance was like I think the last page of Incredible Hulk 180, but then he was in 181. That was his first real comic.
Oh shit! Who won?
I think it was kind of a draw. Wolverine kicked his ass though, but that was before Wolverine was even a mutant. They didn't know who he was. He was just some short little Canadian guy who was kicking ass.
Bone Claw?
No, he had the medal. But he had the costume too, but he was like real corny looking, and he had like painted on whiskers right here.
Yeah.
Like real corny. But he was a badass, man. And then when they did giant size X-Men, because at one point I think it was like issue 64 or so, they canceled the X-Men, but they didn't cancel the X-Men.
Right.
Like the X-Men weren't selling well, but Marvel for some reason was like, well, let's not cancel the book.
70s?
Probably early 70s, late 60s. And they were like, let's not cancel the book. We'll just probably late 60s. They're like, let's not cancel the book. We'll just we'll put in reprints. So there's like 30 issues of Uncanny X-Men that is just reprints of earlier issues. And then finally, Chris Claremont was like, well, I want to reboot the series. So I think it was like, well, they did Giant Size X-Men, which is what brought it back, and then I think it was like issue 94 is when the Uncanny X-Men started back. And he brought in all new people, like all the old X-Men left except for Cyclops. And you have Wolverine, Colossus, Storm, Nightcrawler, Sunfire, Psylocke. No, you don't have Psylocke. Psylocke comes a little later.
Bishop?
No, Bishop comes later. It's Wolverine, Colossus, Storm, Thunderbird, Nightcrawler.
Havoc?
No, Havoc was already on the team, but he left too.
Yeah, that's right.
You keep messing me up. Wolverine, Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Thunderbird,
Gambit.
Banshee, and Sunfire.
That's it?
That's it. That was the new X-Men. And then Sunfire left right then. Banshee left not long after. Thunderbird died. Jean Grey came back.
Hold on, where did Jean go?
The old X-Men were like, we're done.
Even Jean?
Even Jean, they were all like, we're done. We don't want to do this anymore.
Damn.
They eventually all came back, obviously.
Right.
It was pretty like, I don't know, man. Chris Claremont's run on Uncanny X-Men is intense. Like it's a soap opera. It really is.
You feel like he put the signature X-Men
by far
twist on it?
Yeah, like an 18-year run on that series.
Oh shit.
Like Stan Lee invented the X-Men, but Chris Claremont defined the X-Men.
He brought it into the 90s, that early 90s, late 80s.
Late 80s. No, even the 90s, because X-Men #1, the most sold comic book of all time. X-Men #1, which I have signed by Chris Claremont and Jim Lee. He was writing those too. So yeah, even into the 90s, he shifted them into, what you know from the animated cartoon.
Yeah.
Basically, if you think of a seminal X-Men comic book, odds are Chris Claremont wrote it. Like, he is the X-Men.
Right.
I don't know. Let's see what else. Web Warriors. There's this the multiverse. You know what the multiverse is? Different universes and all that.
Within Marvel?
Yeah. A little bit before Secret Wars happened, all the different Spider-Men from all the different universes were being hunted by these things called the Inheritors, and they eventually stopped them and all that. But ever since then, like Captain Britain Spider-Man, he's been leading a team of other Spider-Men to patrol the universes where their Spider-Man died, to like make up for the fact that there's not Spider-Man there. It's been like a team thing. Well, they just discovered that there is an army of Electros. Like all the different Electros from all the different universes got together and formed an army.
Oh shit.
And they captured all the Dr. Octopuses from different dimensions and are using them as inventing stuff for them.
Are these like Dr. Octopus? Are these like same character? Are they just alternate timelines?
Alternate timelines, alternate dimensions.
Oh shit.
You know the theory that every decision you make spins off into a different dimension, different universe. That's kind of what this is.
Oh,
so there's like a billion different versions of all these different characters.
What do they call that shit?
It's the Einstein-Rosenberg Bridge.
Really?
I think so.
Damn.
Have you seen the show Sliders?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
That show's all about that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like Sliders?
That's one of my favorite shows.
I didn't see Sliders over there.
What are you talking about?
Didn't they used to come on Showtime or something like that?
Maybe reruns. All 5 seasons.
Oh shit.
That was my favorite show as a kid. Ended on a cliffhanger. Still haven't forgiven for that.
What year was this? 2012?
Yeah. No, what are you talking about? These are 90s, man.
Right, that's what I mean. It's probably when they were printing.
Yeah, this DVD says it's 2004. I know that's wrong.
Okay. Damn.
Probably when it was released on DVD.
Yeah. Oh
The
shit.
girl who played Maggie was hot. This girl right here. She was hot.
Yeah, I remember this.
But yeah, that's the whole show was about time like not time travel, but like parallel dimensions and stuff like that.
Where's this at?
You can just put it on top.
Okay.
But that's what that's all been about.
Slider.
No, but we
bunch
can
of
wrap this.
Electro.
Well, no, yeah, a bunch of Electros. So it's like 20 different Spider-Man, not 20, like 10 different Spider-Man. Some are women, but Spider people versus an army of Electros.
Yeah.
Who have an army of Dr. Octopuses as slave labor, building machines for them and doing all this stuff.
Dr. Octopus? They got him put him to work.
They put them to work. They're all like locked up in a room and stuff like that. And Spider-Gwen has teamed up with a girl Doc Ock who was a young Avenger. So she's like a good Doc Ock on a world where Spider-Man is like the kingpin of crime. And they're running around trying to stop the Electros. It's badass. Like, I don't know. Marvel Comics is doing really weird things lately, but that is one thing where I'm like, all right, that's pretty badass.
I'm about to check that out.
Let me see. They came out with a new Power Man and Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep saying like, oh, the whole first issue, Luke Cage is like, we're not gonna start a new Heroes for Hire. That's done. But it's pretty much like they're gonna redo Heroes for Hire. Which I always thought was pretty cool. Like the concept of it is pretty cool. It's Luke Cage and Iron Fist opening up a store, which is kind of like, if you need a hero, you can pay us and we'll be your hero.
AP.
Pretty much. It's like you hire us and we'll do hero work for you.
Acolyte Protection Agency.
This probably predates this though. This is like 80s stuff, 70s, 80s stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
They probably got it from them.
Probably. It is a black and a white guy. But it's kind of cool. Like, I always liked Heroes for Hire. I always thought it was like a cool concept that
Heroes for Hire.
people don't really talk much about. Angel kind of had the same premise, the TV show Angel.
Yeah.
The spinoff of Buffy. Kind of like, if you need help, you pay us and we'll help you. Except Angel wasn't an asshole about it. Luke Cage would do like, no, you gotta pay. Like, if you can't pay, I got other things to do.
Damn.
Because Luke Cage was, I don't know, Luke Cage is cool. Like, that's who he is, you know?
Put the Angel spoilers in there. I like that.
What?
I like the Angel spoilers put in there.
Man, I didn't tell you what happens. I just told you that they have a detective agency. That's... I guess that's a spoiler. Yeah. I was making references, but yeah, alright. Fair enough. My bad. Sorry. Alright, but this has been The Hidden Pages. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Lawrence.
See you next week.
Peace.